us discuss final keyword. What exactly it is, final keyword, how it can be used when we are talking about inheritances. So the final keyword is used for the following purposes. One is to declare constants and to prevent method overriding and to prevent inheritance. So let us uh, write a program that describes how the final keyword can be used. Here the program is import java.io.star class A final integer max equal to 100. It is constant declaration. So once the value is declared as final, its value cannot be changed in further programming code. And the method void disk method is also declared as final. So once the method is declared as final, in the subclasses you cannot have the same method with the same name. So that is the usage of final keyword. Void disk has um, system.out.println, which prints the strings. The superclass disk method max is max value, whatever is declared as final in the previous code in the class A. And we have subclass B extends A. So here we have declared void disk. So it is not possible when the same name method is declared as final in the superclass, you cannot have the same name in the subclass. So in the main method, public static void main string, the subclass object reference variable b equal to new b dot disk. So when we execute this program, we will get error because in the subclass we are calling, we are declaring the method which is already declared as final in the superclass. And final keyword can also be used to prevent inheritance. So once a class is declared as final, you cannot inherit its properties to the other class. So that is the usage of final keyword. Now let us see the method overriding concept. So like method overloading, what we have discussed in the previous unit, here we have method overriding, in which if we have a method with the same name and signature both in the superclass and subclass, then that method is said to be method overriding. So here consider a program in which superclass A has method disk, subclass has method disk, and main class which has public static void main string arguments and object reference variable of subclass b equal to new b dot disk. So when we call upon, when we execute this, we will get the method of class B, that is the method present in the subclass will be executed and the method present in the superclass will be hidden. Method present in the superclass will be hidden by the method present in the subclass. And here the method disk is said to be overridden method, and this concept is known as method overriding. So abstract keyword. Here in some cases we need to define only the abstract of the method, and that is just name of the method, and the arguments what we pass through the method only need to declare. In that case we declare the corresponding class as abstract class. Abstract class will contain the abstract methods, just methods it will have. What exactly the method does in the abstract class, it will not have. So here a program which describes about abstract class and abstract methods. Abstract class calculate areas is the superclass. Class find area extends calculate areas. Find area is the subclass. In the subclass we have the method functionalities which are declared in the superclass. Find triangle, it will find the triangle of, it will find the area of the triangle given, and it will find rectangle will find the area of the rectangle. Find square will find this area of the square. Find circle will find the area of the circle. And the main class areas public static void main string arguments, and it will have um, the object reference variables of the subclass. Find area, area equal to new, find area. With that object reference variable, you can call upon the methods present in the subclass and you will get the corresponding areas of triangle, square, rectangle, circle, and so on. Dynamic method dispatch, and we can also call it as runtime polymorphism. As we know, polymorphism is single method for different functionalities. Here we have runtime polymorphism, or we can also call it as dynamic method dispatch. In this, the method overridden, it is a mechanism by which a call to an overridden method is resolved at runtime rather than at compile time. So suppose if we have superclass and subclass with the same name methods, we know that the subclass method is hidden by the superclass method. The superclass method is hidden by the subclass method. So when we call upon with the object reference variable of subclass, only the subclass method will be called. To overcome this problem, we declare in the main class, first we declare the object reference variables of superclass, subclasses B and C. Then we also declare, we also obtain the just the superclass reference variable, not object reference variable, superclass reference variable as capital A small r, where small r is the superclass reference variable. So first assign object reference variable of superclass to the superclass reference variable r. So that is r equal to A. Then call with this superclass reference variable the method present in the superclass. R dot call me will be executed and you will get the output present in the method of superclass A. Then assign superclass reference variable R with the object reference variable of the subclass B, that is R equal to B. Then with this reference variable R, call the method present in the subclass B. So therefore R dot call me will be executed and you will get the output of the method present in the subclass B. Then for the superclass reference variable R, you assign the object reference variable of class C, that is R equal to C. Then call with this superclass method, superclass reference, the method present in the subclass C, R dot call me. It will be executed and you will get the output present in the subclass C method. So when we execute, you will get the output as call me method, inside A is call me method, inside B is call me method, inside C is call me method.